What's going on, everybody? It's the Bulls Show, aka Aiden, and welcome back to another video. Ladies and gentlemen, the dust has settled, our fate has been decided, and the Chicago Bulls are officially out of the play-in tournament, and their season is officially over. A long season, ladies and gentlemen, I think we can all agree with that. And look, this game was an interesting game to say the least. Very, very defensive minded, very much a team game where offense was not the biggest talking point. However, the defenses of both these teams were fairly strong, and in the end, yes, the Bulls lost this game to Miami. Miami rightfully deserved the win in my opinion, and they will go on into the NBA playoffs to face the Milwaukee Bucks. And now we're going to be talking about the Chicago Bulls loss in this game. What does it mean for, I guess, us, and what I guess we have to look forward to in the future. Before we get started, please like and subscribe to the Bulls Show, turn notifications on, and let me know in the comments below your thoughts about the Chicago Bulls and I guess the end of their season. Were you satisfied with a game like that? Do you think the Bulls could have done a little bit better in order to make sure we could win this game? Look, there was a hell of a fight there for the Bulls. The last thing I'm going to do is call out the energy and the will to win that game. We know that both teams were going to come in defensively and be extremely strong, and at the end of the day, it came down to hitting their threes, and the Bulls simply couldn't do it. Miami did it at a better level, and at the end of the day, it is what it is. We just got to accept that circumstance, in my opinion. And yeah, look, a very, very unfortunate circumstance. The Bulls lost this game 91-102. Close battle between the two teams all night long. I don't really know what else to say, man. When you have a game like that where the emotion of the game is really, really intensified. I mean, if I was doing live streams at this point and I was doing watch-alongs on this, I would be extremely excited when the Bulls took the lead. I was excited. I was screaming about, I guess, the and ones and the Kobe threes and stuff like that. I was very, very happy and very, very excited, and the game was so intense. But again, with those positives comes the negatives, and Miami in the fourth quarter, Jimmy Butler in the fourth quarter was just too strong, and the Bulls could not overcome it. The Bulls crumbled in the fourth quarter, especially in the last couple of minutes, couldn't hit a shot. Miami's defense was just pushing and pushing and pushing, and the Bulls resulted in constantly fouling the other team as well, sending them to the free throw line. That's how the game really went at the end of the day. Look, we'll talk a little bit about it, I guess, again, a couple minutes time, but just want to say this season has been a long season, and the Bulls season has come to an end today. It's disappointing that we couldn't make it to the NBA playoffs. It really, really, really is. But I can't say that the Bulls didn't try. Again, there are still things that we can take away from the season that no one else can ever say. The Bulls were the first 10-seeded team to win a play-in tournament game. That is something that's going to be in our history books and can never be taken away from us. So there's something there for the Bulls that we can grab onto, even if it's the smallest things that no one will really care about in the whole grand scheme of things. This season, that is something we can take away. We'll wait and see how the other play-in tournament game goes. Maybe the 10th seed can actually win the play-in tournament and advance into the playoffs. That'll be the first time, I believe, that can happen for OKC if it was to happen. But who knows? Again, it is just disappointing. Let's quickly talk about the game. There are certain things that really upset me in this game, and again, towards the fourth quarter, I just could not for the life of me understand why the Bulls were constantly fouling. And I'm going to target Nikola Vucevic in this instance, but Alex Caruso as well got a foul call from a three-point shot at the end of the day. Constant barrage of fouls, and I think that was really the big determining factor of the game shifting in the fourth quarter. Now look, by no means should you ever let a player like Max Strus get 23 points in the first half of a game. That is unacceptable. Billy Donovan classified that as unacceptable, saying that it was our defense that was the problem. And again, if we could have limited that, we would have won this game. And I think we could have won this game fairly comfortably if we didn't let a catch and shoot player get a bunch of catch and shoot threes. But we failed in that obstacle, and at the end of the day, we ended up losing the game because of that and because of our constant barrage of fouls. Nikola Vucevic was fouling Bam Adebayo constantly in this game, and I don't understand why. I really don't understand why he was constantly fouling Bam. I mean, he was struggling. Bam Adebayo was struggling the whole game. He had a great amount of rebounds, he was playmaking well, but scoring-wise, he just wasn't up to the plate today compared to Vucevic or compared to anybody else in the game. But we kept on fouling him. I don't get it. I don't know why. I think Vucevic holds a lot of responsibility for why the Bulls lost this game. He wasn't really aggressive in the paint enough, but granted, that is also a Chicago Bulls problem for not giving in the ball in the post a lot. Anytime he got into the post, he was making no shots. But at the end of the day, too many foul calls towards the end of the game, and the Bulls just simply could not stop the Miami Heat. A couple of and ones for Jimmy Butler, a couple of and ones for DeMar as well. We can't just hide the fact that it wasn't one-sided. The Bulls rightfully were getting foul calls on them. It wasn't an injustice. It wasn't a, oh my goodness, it's a completely one-sided game in terms of fouls. The Bulls were fouling. Vucevic was fouling. Alex Caruso's three-point shot foul was a foul. We challenged it because we had no other way to use it. But all these things were fouls, and they were rightfully called as fouls. So in the end, it's kind of us sealing our own fate in many ways. We allowed the Miami Heat arena to get, I guess, fired up. They brought loud energy towards the fourth quarter. They knew the tide was turning. They knew the energy was back on their side. The Bulls just simply couldn't find that second gear to go up to and just elevate their game a little bit, like we saw in Toronto. We couldn't find that extra level in this game. So look, congratulations to Miami. They deserve to go in. We'll see what happens in the NBA playoffs. Of course, they're going to have a tough task against the Milwaukee Bucks. I don't think any team that would have walked in to this play-in tournament and walked out the 8th seed was going to win a round. I just don't think they're going to win that round against Milwaukee. But if there's any team to cause them pressure, I thought Toronto and Miami would probably cause them the most trouble because they're a very physical defensive team. But we shall wait and see. Who really knows in the whole grand scheme of things. Look, I'm not going to go into the must improve in the player of the game. Again, our season is done. There's no real point in doing so, in my opinion. Again, I think you guys could know who I'm going to give it to for both scenarios. I think you know who I'd give the player of the game to. I think you know who I'd give the must improve to. But yeah, just a very, very disappointing way to end the season. But look, we weren't supposed to be here in many ways. We defied the logic just by being in this game against Miami, but you always wanted to win it. And again, it's a competitive spirit. I talked about it in the last game, how important it is for the Bulls players, especially those young guys, to get into the NBA playoffs once again and to get that experience. And although they're not going to get that experience, I think the play-in tournament is still a very good experience to have. And every play-in tournament game so far has been a joy to watch. It has been. It's been fun, entertaining. Maybe for the Atlanta and Miami game, I wouldn't call that a massively fun game. But every game outside of that has been fun, entertaining, competitive, and that's what the play-in tournament's all about. And we just fell up short, man. It is what it is. I don't really have anything else to say. But yeah. On to the off-season now for the Chicago Bulls. The Bulls players will get their rest, sure. They deserve a rest after a long season. But again, I would have loved to see us extend our season just a little while longer, man. You know, just keep on putting that pressure on, seeing what we could have done in the playoffs. But just not our year this year. We'll see how things go in the next year. We've got a lot of big decisions to make, contract-wise, player-wise. We obviously need another point guard to come into this team, in my opinion. Since Lonzo Ball will miss most of next season, there is still a lot of decisions to be made, and we don't know which direction the Bulls are going to go down. So look, it's going to be a big off-season for us, so stay tuned to the Bulls show. Stay tuned to any other YouTube channel you watch, Chicago Bulls related. Make sure you keep on supporting these guys, supporting us as well. It's just going to be a big off-season in my opinion, and I think you'd want to stay tuned for it. But yeah, great. I guess a great way to end the video. Thank you guys for supporting, and look, I'll make my thank you video after this one. So yeah, look, again, thank you guys for watching. Please like and subscribe if you're new. I'll see you in the next Chicago Bulls video. No next game. On to the off-season. Stay safe, stay healthy, stay tuned for more. Take care and peace.